Hello, my friends, and welcome to another session with the older man. Today, I want to talk about something that's, it's one of those subjects that I really don't like to touch on. But, one thing I've discovered being a man and being a father is that we have to have uncomfortable conversations. And this conversation is about being single in today's environment where the chances of something happening is extremely high. And here's what I mean by this. Florida just went through Hurricane Milton. And 2 weeks prior, not even a week or 2 weeks ago, how far apart were they? There was Hurricane Helene. Now, these were both massive categories, a category 4 and a category 5. Now, for my non-Western friends who follow this channel, if you do not understand the categories of hurricanes, you probably can't understand the massive devastation that a category 4 and a category 5 hurricane carries. The highest category is category 5. This one had sustained winds of 185 miles an hour.
Oh shit! Bro! Holy shit, bro! Go, Devin! Go!
Basically, that means that there's no building that could stand up to that. I've been through one category 5 in my life, and this was in the Cayman Islands with Hurricane Ivan. Most of the hurricanes after that, I don't even consider them dangerous anymore because I've been through the worst and survived. But I can tell you that was the most scariest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Dubai just had a massive storm here, wasn't even close. Most of it was just storm surge, but not the massive amount of winds. Now, I preface this with a lot of information, but here's the hard part that's going to be painful to talk about, and most of you don't want to even hear it, but it is a reality. The hurricane itself, if you survive that, it is not the worst part. The worst part is dealing with the aftermath. That is the nasty part. Because I can tell you, Mr. Kevin Samuel spoke about this a lot. He always put it like this. What happened if there was a nuclear war or something broke out where women and men had to get back into the basics, meaning no imports? If we had to go back to the basics of the basics where we had to hunt for our own food, we had to learn to find clean water, what happens then to women who don't have a man? What happens to men who have not learned any of these skills ever in life? What happens when the infrastructure gets destroyed? And that, my friend, is what we're going to see. Now, what I have seen on TikTok is a lot of women who've come on there bawling because they're in trouble, because they never had a man. They don't have a man. Some are trying to put up a brave face of...
I just started walking because my girlfriend lives about 4 blocks from there, and I thought I could make it. And as I go about a block, the water comes up to here, and I'm falling down, and I'm yelling, and a gentleman comes out of his house, he pulls me in, and he says, "Get in here." He had no idea who I was, and his name is Roy, and I want to say, Roy, thank you for saving my life, because I almost died.
This is what happens when you don't have a man to protect you. Men are still stepping up to take care of you. Ladies, you're so disrespectful to men when you don't need them because you got a police force and you got a fire department, you got all of this enforcement. all run by men, by the way. But when random men see a woman in trouble, he will still instinctively step up and protect you.
Look, I'm a single mom. I'm from South Africa. I don't really understand hurricanes. Haven't been through much. I think I've been through one before, but haven't been through one really. So how can someone please go check Brevard County and let me know and update me how I can understand what it will be looking like here. We are leaving. We're going down south because that's look at my son.
Just oblivious to life's dangers. Oh, gosh. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that these women don't understand when they're in danger.
Sorry, I didn't realize the crying updates would already start. I just went around last each and every animal with holy oil. I mean, it's gonna do nothing, but I have to choose to believe I have to do something. And it was really hard. Because I can sit inside and pretend this isn't happening. But when I get outside, I see all my babies. It's hard, and I just want to magically wave a wand and make this all go away.
You want to magically make it all go away, and you're walking around with holy oil. She has a homestead, farm animals. She's the closest thing to getting back to nature for being self-sufficient. That's what people in homesteads do. They're saying, I don't need supermarkets. I don't need XYZ. She has a homestead, but yet she feels that she needs to walk around with holy oil. That is the mentality of today's modern woman. You can't pretend to be a survivalist, my friend. You get out there, and if the animals are dead, you make sure you get a big shovel and you start burying some of them or cutting up whatever you need for meat, because they're healthy animals right now. But don't let that meat start to rot. But the reality of it is, you can't be coming out here with holy oil. This is what I'm talking about. Today's modern women are way too accustomed to having it good.
There are 3 active hurricanes right now in the Atlantic. Not 1, not 2, 3 freaking hurricanes active right now in the Atlantic Ocean. Where's the homie Noah at, bro? Where's Noah? Where's his ark? Where's all them animals, bro? We need help. Send help, Noah. Send help, my guy.
Yeah. And if you think you're going to go up high to protect yourself against a hurricane that powerful, forget it. This is what happens when you're in a category 5 and you're in a high rise. It is not a joke. You will be sucked out of that high rise so quickly by the wind that you wouldn't even know what hit you when you hit the ground. Hurricanes are no joke, man. Coming from the Caribbean, I can tell you, I've been through a hurricane practically every other year of my life. So I've probably been through around 25 hurricanes in my lifetime. And they seem to be getting worse and worse, my friends.
Safety here. People said that this portion of Clearwater is considered an evacuation zone D. So a lot of these people hunkered down and stayed. So they said that they didn't expect this. I mean, and even just showing the water line, you can see where the water sits up to the high tires on this Humvee.
Of course, the news are going to show you these women rescuing their pets. Because that's all they have. That's their babies. Wow.
I hate to say this, but I think that women have to lower their standards. Before you go crazy on me, just hear me out. The amount of chronically single girlfriends that I know, either approaching their 30s or already in their 30s, that are like wanting to settle down and have a family, but can't, is an epidemic at this point. And we're talking about women that are financially stable, have educations, are beautiful, have their fathers in their lives, like come from nice families. Like, we're not talking about like a bum bitch. We're talking about like a very decent young lady. So I'll have conversations with my friends and they'll say things like, oh, like, you know, I want him to make like at least $200,000 a year, like at minimum. He has to be in shape. Like, I really like a guy with a 6-pack. I love a guy who's like 6'2". I need a guy with like a full head of hair. Like, I can't do bald guys. Every single time you throw a new specification into what you desire, the only person that fits within the parameters of what you are looking for exists in your fucking dreams. No, I've had girlfriends tell me, like, oh my god, no, he's great, this and that, like, but I can't do a short king. So you're telling me you found a guy that's, like, not bad looking, has a great job with benefits, like, financially stable, comes from a great family, and you can't do it because his legs aren't long enough? Like, you bitches are out of your minds.
Guess what happens? They end up in the middle of a hurricane, screwed, because they don't have a male figure there to help them out, to think logically, to sit down and say, all right, let's analyze what we're going to do. Do we have enough water? Do we have matches? Do we have gas in the car? Do we have XYZ? Most women can't think like that. They don't think in that perspective. They think about holy water and, oh, it's going to be okay. You know, it's going to be okay. Nothing's going to happen. God's going to protect me.
Take it away from us, Lord. Take it, Lord. Take it, Lord. Take it away from us.
Yeah, take a look at this funnel cloud hovering over West Liberty, Kentucky. You hear this woman praying, and she is not kidding around, speaking in tongues even, asking God to steer this away from her home. Her house was spared, while much of West Liberty was destroyed, and at least 3 people were killed.
Because they've had it so good, they never had anything bad happen to them. They live in a fantasy world, and what happens? They end up in the worst possible situation. I mean, think about it. None of these women think long term.
Y'all, the sun is finally coming up, and I'm on my way to assess the damage to my house. And when I tell y'all, it's literally like almost at every light there's flooding. There's humongous trees down everywhere. A lot of the lights are out. It's bad, y'all. It's really, 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 really bad. And I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do next. When I tell y'all, I don't ever want to ride a hurricane out ever again here in the state of Florida. That was by far the scariest thing to have to go through as a parent, and not knowing the outcome of it. We let lose power in both places, my dad's house and my house.
So she had to run home to dad. This is the thing. She don't have a man there with her. The pain isn't going to happen now, my friend. The pain is going to occur when you go home and you realize that all of your personal effects is underwater. Everything that you own is destroyed. All of your comforts have been freaking destroyed and have to be replaced, and you have no insurance. You have no content insurance for that. You know why I know you don't have any content insurance? Because the first storm, Helene, put a lot of insurance companies into bankruptcy. A lot of them have disappeared. And here's the reality of the problem. Here's the nasty part. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So it's impossible for you to replace every single thing in your house and repair the house if you own that house. You're in a load of shit. Most Americans are going to be in a hell of a lot of problems. Because I've seen it. I see the pain that a lot of expats had to go through here when Dubai was flooded out. But a lot of people lost a lot of stuff in their house that they couldn't replace.
Parents in Florida are begging strangers to take their children to safety because they can't afford gas to escape. They're standing on the side of the road, holding signs, begging strangers to take their kids. Think about that. Parents are also writing their children's name and vital information on their chest with permanent markers so they can be identified after the storm hits. Do you even begin to comprehend how desperate these people are? This is real. Right now, families are facing the terrifying decision of staying behind in the path of a catastrophic hurricane because they don't have a choice. Hurricane Milton is about to tear through everything in its path. Tornadoes are already hitting Florida, and the worst is yet to come.
Yeah. Listen, man. It's rough when you got to get messages like this, ladies. But you don't take these things lightly. Go. But guess what? We get this.
To all the single moms who went through Hurricane Milton and Helene with your children alone, you are amazing. Your strength is healing.
Yeah, once again, bigging up all of these moms for being lucky. Your strength is healing. You're the ones that got lucky. But your problems haven't even began yet. Getting through the storm, like I said, is only a small portion of the problem. Your problem will start now when you have nothing and you need to start from scratch. You better have a supporting baby daddy with you. So first problem, because I've been here, first problem you're going to have to worry about, you need to find somewhere to stay. That's going to cost you because prices are going to shoot up for everything anywhere near you. You'll probably have to find somewhere to stay in a state or something that the government provides you. And those places are filling up fast. Number two, let's just say some of the water recedes out of your home. You only have to be in there for about 2 or 3 days before the mold starts to kick in. There's going to be no power coming to your house because everything is wet. That means that you're going to have to sleep with the windows open to get any sort of air coming into the house. Mosquitoes. I'm talking to you from experience. My wife and I just got into our dating stage when we were going through Hurricane Ivan. And she had rented a nice little bungalow down near the ocean. And I said to her, listen, just come and stay with me because I live on the second floor of a villa. And she said, okay. And she bought her passport, she bought her laptop and a few changes of clothes. And we didn't think it would have been that bad, right? So she didn't bring a lot of stuff, thinking that she would just go back and, the next day clean stuff up. When we went back to her place, the structure never existed. It ceased to exist. There was no roof and there was only a few concrete walls up. No doors, no nothing. We found portions of her personal items almost half a mile away where the water had washed it. And it was stuck on trees and just there was nothing left. The water went in, it sucked everything out of her villa. Of course, she wouldn't have stayed there because it was anything near the coast was evacuated. But the point is, she had me to come and stay. We were holding the windows at some point on the second floor because it was going to go. We spent hours, both of us, pushing against the shutters because it was going to buckle. It was a nightmare. But here's the thing. The painful part was after the storm. No electricity for weeks. No fresh water to bathing. We had to bathe in the ocean. She couldn't wash her hair. She couldn't do anything. It was ridiculous. You have any idea how hard it is to bathe in the ocean? The salt water. And then having to go sleep in a Caribbean high humidity, massive amount of mosquitoes. So you got to keep the windows open. Lots of mosquitoes everywhere because there's a lot of water sitting around. It's a nightmare. Nothing in the supermarkets because nothing is coming in. No boats are coming in. No nothing. The docks, everything is freaking demolished. Finish. Yeah. Her job, destroyed. Office, everything is wiped out. She had to go back to the UK. I had to stay behind. It's my island. It's my country, right? And I just had to slowly get my stuff back together. Thankfully, I was on the second floor where I didn't lose any personal effects. But the places below me, oh man, they were destroyed. Everything was ruined. So all I'm saying in this video, ladies, is that you don't realize how much you need a partner until you need a partner. A man in these cases is vital. This is where women see their weakness. Just because you can ride out a storm doesn't mean you're going to be able to survive the aftermath of the storm. Financially, a lot of women are going to be devastated. I'm not saying that men aren't as well, but women are in higher amounts of debt, and they have to depend on other people to do work that men can do on their own. So their cost of surviving is much higher. It's these times that you need a man. Random men aren't going to help you as much as if a man loves you and cares for you and he wants to take care of his family, he's going to go through hell in order to protect and provide for his family. Strangers? Might. But reality is most strangers are looking out for themselves as well. This is what women worry about. Their cat. Amongst all of this destruction, she's looking for her baby.
I'm a nurse and I live in Florida. I didn't know until today that if there was a mandatory evacuation for the hurricane, I would not be allowed to evacuate because I'm considered essential. And I have small kids. For some reason, I always just thought, oh, if a hurricane happened, I would just tell them I have very small children at home. I don't have any family in Florida, it's just me and the kids. Apparently, that's not an excuse. So I would still have to go or bring them with me. I had no idea. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too.
See how that works? Oh, there are men in the Ukraine that can't go anywhere. He got to die. He got to go to war and potentially die there. She's a nurse. Oh, I'm an essential worker. Yeah, you take those kids into the hospital with you. They have a daycare center there that will take care of the kids while you get your ass to work. Yeah, we all have to play a part in society, my friend. You are an essential worker. Soldiers have to do it. Conscription. You want to play big, you gotta freaking step up, my friend.
Today I evacuated as a solo parent with my 1-year-old and 2 dogs. We are not on the coast of Florida, but we are in the path of Hurricane Milton. I'm born and raised Floridian, and this one just feels a little different. I don't know if it's because of all the destruction this past hurricane caused, which is absolutely devastating, and my heart goes out to everyone who has lost loved ones, lost their home, or lost anything valuable to them. Since my parents only live a few hours away and they're out of the path of the hurricane as of now, I decided to bring my 2 dogs and my 1-year-old down there, because unfortunately my husband is a firefighter, so he does have to stay locally. And he's actually on shift the day the hurricane is supposed to hit. And he will most likely have to stay the next shift, so guys don't have to be driving in the terrible conditions. So we stocked up on gas and filled up our tires before we left. It is Sunday today, and the hurricane isn't supposed to hit until Wednesday. The gas stations were already insane. As a Floridian, there have been so many hurricanes that we've over-prepared for and nothing has happened, but then there have been those few hurricanes that have really wrecked us. My parents lost their house in 2006 during a hurricane, and I've seen the destruction firsthand. My dad is a firefighter too, so he's seen tons of stuff during hurricanes, so it's hard not to take everyone super seriously. So anyways, what usually takes me 3 hours took me 5 hours because traffic was absolutely insane. If you are in Florida, please stay safe and make smart decisions for your family.
She has a husband who has made her prepare herself. Babes, I gotta go to work. You get the girls, you get her out. You take care of the shit at home, okay? I gotta hold it down here. This is my job. She's doing it well ahead of time. No panic, no problem. Because she got a level-headed man giving her instructions. You see the difference, my friend? You women just don't get it, man. Beautiful. Love to see that. Yeah. Oh, we got a beach house, but no, you don't have a beach house anymore. Your house is in the ocean, and you have a shorefront. This is happening all over the world. Cayman Islands, beautiful 7-mile beach, massive destruction. We're now seeing the massive effects of climate change. Yeah, I know. A lot of you don't believe in climate change. Well, I can tell you one thing. I have never seen in my lifetime hurricanes this bad. 185 miles an hour wind. Woo! Woo! 3 hurricanes back to back. Ooh, wow. No.
So I bought my house in 2020, and since then, I've been collecting sandbags here and there over storms that have happened over the course of a few seasons. If I had a lot more money, I would most definitely be better prepared than I am. But given my limited funds, resources, time, I'm a single full-time working parent. I do the best I can. It sucks having to do everything by yourself. I hope one day I can find myself a really nice partner, to share life with, and circumstances like this, I'd really like somebody to hold my hand, but I ain't got that. All right, so here's the sandbag situation thus far. These are old sandbags from previous storms, and I need preferably 1, 2, 3, 4 more. 5 more would be grand. 5 more would be wonderful. So I may have to spread those out. These French doors, hey Harriet, flood pretty easily in just a regular typical rainstorm. So I'm definitely going to pile these as high as I can get them right here. So as you can see, the ones on the bottom are pretty dingy, pretty beat up. These are the ones I've collected so far. Harriet.
Can't take women like this serious. But that's what I'm talking about, ladies. You don't start screaming for a man when you need a man. You have to invest in a man first in order for him to be able to protect you. We only protect things that we love, my friend. We only protect those that are part of us and we consider family. Anyway, my friends, listen. I just hope that a lot of you ladies, single mothers, and all of you men in Florida right now recover from this. I can assure you it's not going to be easy. I've been through it, and I've seen people who've not been able to recover financially, and I've seen those that just struggle through it and still struggling through a lot of natural disasters. All right, so my friends, listen, subscribe, join our membership system. Let's have a discussion. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.